it's good to hear your words and your support. So we'll ask you to, do some little parting comments this morning, then we'll go to Ajisha.
Sure, and Jackie, and I would just like to invite our fellow citizens of Orange Walk, to reflect, right? To reflect and consider that Orange Walk deserves more than we have received from our central government, and that can only happen if we elect a UDP town council. And I am here to endorse Ajisha and the UDP team, for the town council elections. And very humbly, I ask for your votes on March 7th so that this be possible, so that we give an opportunity to our slate to spearhead a development for Orange Walk Town. So I know Orange Walk people are good people, hardworking, and we deserve more than we have been receiving, believe me. And so I ask you one more time to endorse and give your support. But that can only happen if you come and you cast your vote, right, on election day. Okay, thank you.
Let me resonate, Maestro. Maestro, right now, it's a very unique opportunity that lies in the hands of all our Orange Walk voters, right? As you rightly mentioned, we see progress in all the other districts, and we must give these brave and capable UDP candidates that break to make Orange Walk better for all, working hand in hand with central government, like you rightly mentioned. We need to give an opportunity to this young, dynamic UDP team to partner with central government to bring that much needed development and job opportunities, economic growth to Orange Walk.
Sure,
yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
Okay, Ajisha, your parting word for this morning. I know we are here for you shortly
Yeah.
again because you like to be in touch with your people. So your parting comments for today?
Well, I just want to thank everyone out there for listening today, for, giving me and my grandfather the chance. I want to thank you guys for giving us a chance to be here today. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank the people of Orange Walk for kind of listening to me and my grandfather this morning. And I just want you guys to ask you guys, and I continuously ask because nothing hurts to ask you to please on March 7th go out on the polls and vote UDP 7 down the line. Vayan, salgan temprano y vayan a votar para el UDP 7 porque nosotros vamos a traer este cambio que este pueblo necesita. We're going to bring the change. We're going to improve the lives for everyone out there in Orange Walk. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's take this call. We have a call coming in now, so let's take this one before we close. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Morning, Chicken, morning, Mr. Campos, Mr. Durant, and
Morning.
Good morning.
And I am with you. This time I think I want to go 10 times from the street. My dynamic UDP candidates. Bye.
All
All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank you so much. Well, RC will go on a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
But Maestro, very good. Maestro needs much more.
When I say, Daddy, we have a better life. Mommy don't have to leave home to wash my clothes anymore. We don't have to go all the way to a pump and back home to wash every bucket. No, Mommy just have to turn on the pipe and wash up and make we bathe as long as we want. Even the school teacher make we wash we hand the pipe instead of a nasty bucket like before. See, Daddy, life is better with water than life.
My name is Ajisha Canton, and I am the daughter of Blanca Duran and Eulalio Canton. I have lived most of my life with my grandparents, Mr. Hidio Duran and Miss Armenia Duran, here in Orange Walk on Stadium Street. Orange Walk is my hometown. It is where I have studied, made friends, and memories to last me a lifetime. I recently graduated from Muffles Junior College with an associate's degree in psychology and sociology. I am currently furthering my education in psychology as my goal is to become a clinical psychologist to serve my people here in Orange Walk town. As a young person, I can relate to the needs and wants of the young people of this town. I bring a lot of energy and fresh ideas to the table. My ambition at this moment is to serve this town as a counselor and make it a better place for us all. So on March 7th, go out to the polls and place your X where it matters. Vote UDP 7.
We're gonna win, we're gonna win, we're gonna win. UDP 7. We voted for Philip. We voted for Jesha. We voted for Jose. We voted for Derek. We voted for Armando. We voted for Yara. We voted for Evan. Vote UDP 7. On which one? Change for progress.
Buster. They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Refreshing range of colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. You can whip it scream, for Dana milk it is real, yes, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. Dana milk in the morning, Dana milk in the evening, Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dana milk, then love Dana milk. All over this land and in Belmopan, yes, Dana milk. Give me Dana milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in PG, Dana milk, then love Dana milk. You can hear this stuff, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dana milk. I love Dana milk. Dana milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
Freshly extracted local honey, perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize. This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
The United States have been calling out the government on issues of drug trafficking in this country, and that we are turning a blind eye.
Is that the same blind eye you, your family, and the PUP turned when this man, Joe Briseño, your father, used his high office to traffic drugs into the U.S., where he was arrested and imprisoned? Maybe it is that the Trump administration has found those old files from 1985 and has decided to punish Belize. They are PUP, no good.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's a lovely, beautiful morning, a lovely, beautiful day. We're 7 days away from Valentine's Day, and I'm so blessed with 3 beautiful young ladies right here this morning. I want to say good morning to Mrs. Lisa Castillo. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cheke.
As well as we're here this morning, we want to say as well good morning to Mrs. Yvette Hernandez. Good morning. And our friend, our neighbor right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Cheke. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good to see she there close to me because our neighbor right across the street, you know. Yes. So we have representation from Orange Walk IT Vet, Mofus College, and Orange Walk Technical High School. These ladies are counselors at the school, and they're here to do their presentation this morning after the School Counseling Awareness Week, which has been observed in Belize. I'll ask any one of you to do an opening. Explain to us what is this Awareness Week about when you talk about school counselors. Okay.
Thanks, Jengi. First of all, thank you for having us here. I know that that you're packed with a whole lot of other things to do. This is the first year, actually, that we have decided that we would have a school counseling awareness week. And so we decided in having each district, the counselors in all the different high schools and in the primary schools, to put something together and to showcase the profession. There, we have an association, a school counseling awareness, a school counseling, Belize School Counselors Association, that is all the counselors from all across the country.
That must be a lot.
Yes, we have about 50. About 50. So any school counselor that is in a school setting, and not even in a school setting, is invited to be a part of the association. So the association was formed in about I think 2008, but really came together about 2010. So, and as you can see, all of us here are school counselors in our high school. We have a very good set of counselors here in Orange Walk, where we are very supportive of each other, because the job itself is very stressful. So. Okay. Yeah, so we want to thank you for having us here. We appreciate the opportunity to showcase our profession,
right,
which we feel very passionate about.
Good, good. Well, you have to be passionate about something like that.
Yes.
Mrs. Hernandez, why has school counseling implemented in the high schools?
Well, Checky, you know, in the past we didn't have school counseling.
Right, right. That's why I asked the question.
And when I went, there were no school counselors. But then as the years passed, we realized that we need it more and more. It's needed because of culture is changing, society is changing, the challenges are changing that the kids are going through. So we see the need for school counseling.
Okay.
Because to help the kids along, because sometimes, for example, let's say you're going through a family problem, maybe a divorce in the family or a death in the family or something. These situations, many times, they get in the way of children doing well in school, doing their homework.
Okay, yes. So
school counseling can actually help in a situation like that and actually help the child to get ahead in school and to actually graduate.
Okay, so do we see this program works in the schools, in the high school, the counseling program? Does it work?
Definitely, definitely.
How challenging is it to, you know, when there is an issue with some students? Because a lot of people feel like when you got counseling, that just for kids were in trouble, kids were bad, they figure that for people abnormal. But what I'm understanding here, it's not that way.
No, check it, no. Actually, the whole point of school counseling is prevention. It is intervention, and that's what Yvette was speaking about. But it is a lot to do with prevention, with looking at how to deal with different situations should they come up, to educate them about all these different issues. And one of the things that we need to understand is the world in which we live in right now is not like what it used to be back in the day. You know, it's a lot more complicated and it's a lot more stressful for our kids, and they're exposed to so much more things than we were when we grew up. You know, not just of the safety outside, but also within the home. My goodness, a child can hook up to a predator in their own home.
Right, yeah.
You know, so we need to do a lot of awareness within our school, a lot of empowerment, you know, strengthening our kids, building their motivation, their self-esteem, all of these things, so that when they go out there in the real world, they'll be able to deal better with, you know. Smyrna's job as a school counselor is unique too, because tell them a little about what you do.
Yeah, Orange Walk IT vet. We have Orange Walk IT vet in the house. But how do you identify? I know you are very strong when it comes to the counseling at Orange Walk Technical High School. Sometimes some students tell me, I don't like that lady at all, but it's because they do not understand that the counseling help them through life. How do you identify a problem with a kid if a kid is suffering from some kind of situation that is not good for that person?
I think one of the things is that we work very closely with all instructors, all teachers, as a matter of fact with all faculty and staff. They are the key persons that normally every time they have contact with these trainees, and we have in place where we have our referral forms whereby a teacher might notice a child behavior changing, and that's when they would refer. If it's constant, then that's when we make an intervention. We talk to the trainees, we counsel them. And another thing is sometimes we notice observation, because sometimes you might see a child that is normally this way and afterwards you see them in an emotional breakdown, then there's something wrong with it. So everything is the role of everybody that we as school counselor, we work with them, because we might not be there all around in the classroom.
Right.
The teachers in the classroom, even the person in the cafeteria, even the security guards, all of them play a role. They have contact with trainees, and they might notice, guess what, I noticed this trainee coming in and he was in an emotional breakdown, or she was crying, and then that's where you will go and address the situation. And like how Ms. Lisa is saying, ours is kind of sort of like a different, because we deal as a technical and vocational institution. We are preparing our trainees for the world, for the workforce.
Career
so
guidance.
Where we introduce career guidance. This is where we will guide our trainees in the correct path based on what they bring to the table. We will guide them in terms of, at the end, when they finish with us, they are ready to go enter into the workforce, and they have chosen the correct career that was suitable for them.
How do we address a situation when it comes to the parents and the guardians? Sometimes I know it might reach a situation that you might have to call in the parents, but someone has said, no man, that's not my picnic, that my picnic not do that. No man, you tell lie about my picnic, don't want to tell lie about my picnic. How do you address a situation like that when it comes to the parents?
But before that, I'd like to answer the question that you asked a while ago. How beneficial is it? If it's working, and the results that we have received, I can tell you so many students have graduated from each school, right? Who, if it were not for counseling, they wouldn't have been able to graduate. We've seen the results.
It's not only counseling, though, it's the support that you give them and the glue that you try to help keep them together.
A while ago, you mentioned that what is it that makes a student go, right? And it's the relationship and the confidence they have in you. You have to build that trust with them. And that's what holds it together for them to trust you. It's not easy to gain trust. And so once they trust you, you can be there to support them and guide them.
So we realize that parenting, the job of parents and parenting is so very complicated also, so very stressful. All of us have kids that are teenagers right now. We know that when they are teens, it's very difficult. And so there's many times when I would tell, if my child goes to Yvette school, and I will tell her, talk to my kid for me, it got through a lot of stress, talk with so I realize that I cannot do it by myself. And that's one of the things that we have to understand, that we can't do it in a world where our kids have so many influences. We have to be one of those positive influences in their lives. And no parent needs to be threatened from us if they're doing all the things that they know how to do the right way, But it is very challenging. Parenting is very challenging, and whatever help that we can get from other people, everybody, the old adage of it takes a village to raise a child, that shouldn't, that should still exist.
Yeah, but when it comes to the parents, at what point does a counselor realize, we need to call in the parents at this point?
You want to answer that?
Yeah, the mic is okay, right?
Okay.
Yeah. At what point does the counselor really reach to and say, I can't get you with this child. I need to call in the parent.
Well, usually it's when there's a case of abuse. Yes. And the child is going through abuse, physical, sexual abuse. You need to involve the parents. Whenever we have a session with a child, we let the child know that everything is confidential. Okay. But that if he or she is in danger or going through abuse or threatening to take his or her own life or hurt somebody else, then in that situation we will involve the parent and the principal.
And that's an extreme situation. There is an extreme. We would call a parent in where a student maybe something like is not communicating well with the parent, and so we, then we would say, because we can act as mediators, and we could go, you always have to listen to both sides of the story. Because a child will see something from their own perspective, which might not necessarily be the whole truth, and you feel their pain, so you said, can I call your parent in, because I notice, whatever is happening with you, and yes, sure, and then we call them in, and then you're able to see the parent's perspective, because we are not blind to the parent's perspective at all. We are parents ourselves, and we know what goes on at home, but then we ourselves, and right here, the three of us really try to implement a lot of what we learn with our children, so that we can try to have a good communication and all of that with our kids. Sometimes, we have to learn their parenting skills, and all of us here do parenting workshops. Yvette does her parenting. I'm doing my parenting workshops on a Saturday, to look to understanding the brain of your teenager. Something as simple as that. We don't understand how the brain is developing right now, and why they don't understand why they do the things they do. It's because they're not there yet, so there are a lot of simple things we need to understand when parenting, when, raising our children.
A concerned parent say, what are the chances that some of the very same counselors from whom the child seeks help turn out to be a predator? What are the safeguards? We don't know if that happened. Someone is asking that question.
That is our great concern as a school counselor. Yes. You, as an association, we have a code of ethics. And that is something that we are working on and putting together. I know that a person cannot just get hired as a school counselor. They have to go through, no school should just ever hire a person as a school counselor. That person should be, you should do your research on that person. And I have had a couple principals that have called me about a couple people, and, if I knew anything about that person, I would say, not really, And so that concern is great because, like if I talked about, you get that child to trust you, yes. And so that concern is great. I'm sure that for you to be hired as a school counselor, you have to be vetted. You have to go through all of the process and things like that. And then as an association, we do talk about that a lot, and and work with our counselors in being healthy people.
We have these both high schools representing right here this morning, Orange Walk, Technical High School and Memphis College. Now IT Vet is a training institution. Is it different when it comes to the counseling at a training institution when it comes to the high schools?
No, we do follow the same counseling procedures in terms of confidentiality and the same things when it comes to breaching of confidentiality. When I mean, like, if a child is going through issues of abuse or they want to hurt themselves, then that's where we will have intervention. We will do referrals because sometimes if it might be out of our bounds to assist, then we will refer them to the proper persons. For example, we work with the Northern Regional Hospital over there with the counselors there. We also work with the Women's Department, with Human Development Department. So we refer trainees that have had issues with these, that is out of our bounds, then we will refer them to them. But with informing the trainee and also the parents that we will be doing so.
If something might occur that maybe a child needs counseling, but the counselor at the school are not seeing that this child might need counseling, can a parent approach counselor at the school and say, you know what?
Yes.
I am seeing this reaction with my child. Can they do that?
Yes, parents refer all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they refer all the time. Parents refer all the time. The teachers refer a lot. The teachers, we must have a good connection with the teachers because they refer a lot of students to us. And also, the students, many students refer themselves also.
Oh, that's
nice. They go themselves and ask for an appointment.
And also in our case, whenever we're having like parents meeting, then the same parents after parents meeting, they come and tell you, Miss, I have the situation with my child, can you please talk to him or talk to her? So that having that close bond with parents, I mean, is very good because then that's showing you support and they're seeking support because sometimes, like how Ms. Lisa has mentioned, parenting is very challenging right now because of all the challenges trainees are facing at school, going in the community. So all of these things is really, really taking a toll on trainees and making it harder for them while they're studying. So it's having the collaboration of parents is a plus for us because then it's making us easier for us to go and be able to address the situation.
I remember, Miss Lisa, way back, many kids that used to come out from Standard 6 and say, oh, I want to go to technical because at technical I'm more free, I could do what I want. You find it more challenging with the kids from technical? I mean, that's their perception when they come into high school, primary school, because they say, well, technical not so strict, when was that muffled stricter, so the technical will be more free. How do you comment to that?
One, you've been out of the loop because it's no longer like that. You look at our kids and a lot of things have changed over the years. A lot of, we in the past couple of years, we have seen a change in the way our kids just approach things very differently. But our students are no different than other students. The only thing I feel sometimes is that that our kids need to have more self-confidence and be more motivated. But you know something, I think it's across the board. I was speaking to a sixth form dean, and he was saying that the students don't seem as motivated as they used to. You know, and so we have that conversation every time as school counselors we get together. 'Cause it's a wonderful thing to get together as school counselors, because then you know you're not the only one going through, you know. At our school, like this week, one of the things that we are going to be doing tomorrow is we've been talking a lot about what are your mantras, what motivates you, what keeps you going, what are those words that you tell yourself over and over, you know, like don't give up and like that. And so tomorrow, so we do lots of different little activities, but tomorrow we are encouraging our students to put their mantras up on the board. You know, what are those words that you're going to tell yourself when you feel like giving up? You know, because our students go through, I mean, all of them go through a lot of challenges, you know. And so, you know, you try to do different little activities in your school to try to make them feel connected and engaged and, you know. And so the whole, I think as a whole across the board, I think the whole environment of the high schools have changed for the more positive, you know.
Yeah. I don't know if this one is true what they say here, but they say how they do not counsel teachers that seduces student. I don't know if that happens. Someone is asking that. Do we see that happening?
I have not seen that at Norfolk's.
Okay.
You know where you asked first, where somebody first asked, how do you make sure that you don't make your counselors your predator, you know, how you make sure that. I think the same thing is for teachers, you know. I feel passionate about my profession. I love what I do, and the two ladies, I'm sure they do too, because we've been in this for a while. We never use this as a stepping stone into something else. I've been 25 years. Yvette, you have been
8 years.
8 years. 9 years. You know, and I think you have to get in whatever profession you do for the right reasons. If you see it as an opportunity for whatever else that is underlying, then I think that there is something wrong with you, and it's out of our scope.
Okay.
You know?
He says, please say hi to Miss Yvette and a pre-birthday hello to Johaila. Say, you know that who.
Yes, one of my past students, and hi also. And I feel that when we build that relationship with the students, it doesn't matter if they graduate. Yes. They always communicate
that's good.
with
That's
you.
good.
Yes.
Yeah. So Miss Lisa was talking about her Saturday sessions that she has. Then Saturday sessions that you have is for anybody that is interested to go, or it's just parents from your school?
It's any of the parents that from
So
our
how it
school.
works?
We have different workshops. This Saturday will be understanding your teen, like understanding the brain and how the brain develops, and understanding why they behave the way they do. And you know, sometimes we think that we measure our children from the way we measure ourselves, and that's not like that.
Based on
You
our
know, we have to understand the developmental level that they're at. So every Yvette had is your finish?
Yes.
Yes, she did hers during the week. I found that that's a little taxing on me and on our parents. So we have it on the weekends, a workshop where it's a workshop interactive, and you do different things. Meanwhile, you learn and like that. So we started last week, and this week that's what we're going to be doing, understanding your child and why they behave the way they do. Yes.
Before we close, do you all know if they have other counselors out there that are not attached to a school that go out and do counseling? You know, if when they don't know anybody, what do they things there or not really?
Are you talking about private counseling?
Yeah, private counseling.
Oh yes, they do have. First of all, many people I think don't know this, but the counseling available at the Northern Regional Hospital, that's free. That's with Miss Becky Tillett. And I understand also that there is a psychiatrist there who does counseling also. There are people in Belize City, right? There are some people in Belize City. Miss Rosel Carballo. There's
there are two
Krista
right now
Courtney.
here. There are two right now here. I think Mr. Alex Vega is here, and Mr. Fermin Oliveira, that comes on Saturdays, I think, that they do sessions here in Orange Walk. Yes.
we are already out of time, but I will ask you all for your parting words and what else will be happening for the Awareness Week. Pero alguien dice que si podemos explicar un poco en español, porque parece que estamos hablando algo que está bueno, pero no entiende mucho.
¿Qué quisiera saber de todo lo que ya mencionamos? Las palabras de partida quisiera yo decir decir que la consejería de los alumnos en las escuelas o en otras palabras la terapia que le brindamos a los jóvenes les ayuda bastante. Es de mucha ayuda, les sirve bastante a ellos. Lo que necesitamos es deshacernos de ese estigma de que la consejería o el counseling es para personas que tienen problemas mentales, que son enfermos de la mente. Esa no es la cuestión. Todos en el mundo necesitamos consejería. Cuando hablamos con una persona sobre nuestros problemas, nos sentimos bien. Entonces, imagínense si hablamos con un profesional que está entrenado en esta área, ¿cuánto más nos serviría? De último, quisiera decir, si no fuera por la terapia y consejería, no estuviera yo aquí hoy. Y eso sí ayuda bastante y he visto que ayuda bastante a mis alumnos.
You have to have the passion for it.
You have to have the passion for whatever.
Because they always ask you, ¿cómo es que puedes oír todas estas cosas cada día? Y vas a tu casa. Sí puedes, porque ya estás entrenado cómo manejarlo. Porque una de las cosas que nosotros sabemos siempre es que los chiquitos sí tienen la habilidad para ayudarse. Sí. Nosotros solo tenemos que guiarles y mostrarles que sí tú tienes esa fuerza para poder sobrevivir las cosas que estás pasando.
Y la gente tiene que saber también que el counseling no es para las gentes que dicen que está enfermo.
Hay tanto estrés ahorita, todos nosotros a veces necesitamos alguien con quien hablar, con quien desahogar, desquitar, ¿no? Y eso es una manera que es muy positiva para nosotros y te va a ayudar bastante.
Perdón, más importante es que muchos no entienden que consejería es confidencial. Es confidencial, es confidencial y no juzgamos a la persona, sino estamos allá para acompañar y apoyar.
No debe de tener pena para decir lo que está pasando en tu vida.
Es como si tú vas al doctor.
Porque todos somos seres humanos y todos estamos tratando de hacer lo mejor que podemos.
All right, we're going to come down, we're going to go up the line from our friend here to do your parting wrap up for this morning because we need to close.
Okay. Well, for me, I would say that I must say thanks to all the trainees and even parents who have entrusted their child to attend to our school, because at the end of the day, we always see that this is a collaborative effort, that everyone has played a key role in ensuring the success of our trainees. And counseling has contributed a lot to the success of our trainees, because sometimes they face challenges, they might not know the way to go, they might not know what to do, and the frustration they're going, the anxieties that they're going through is so much. So we, in providing an intervention, guiding them and assisting them, has helped that they can be able to overcome those challenges and at the same time become successful in their education, which is very important for us.
I just invite all parents that they can come to the Muffles College Parenting Program. It doesn't matter if you're a parent from Muffles or you're not a parent from Muffles. It's at the auditorium. Whenever we do it, I usually give out invitations, and I can put it on the TV also. And we have enough space, not only parents from Muffles, any parent that is having difficulty with their child or with their teenagers, you are welcome to come.
And Muffles is having a Grand Valentine's Fair
this Saturday. We ask for your support.
Yeah, we should have, we will have Felix and some students tomorrow morning. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good
morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
When it comes to counseling, the counseling goes strictly for the kids at the school, or do you bring along the parents? Because many of these situations come from home. If we realize that sometimes these kids are going astray, they're misbehaving, they get influenced by other friends and so forth, because the trouble begins at home, the stress begins at home. And I believe when a student is being counseled, I strongly believe that parents should also be present so that the parent can understand what his or her child is going through and how he or she feels when they're at home and they're being stressed out and they're getting off track and they're going down on their education. So I don't know if you do this, that when you're counseling a child, the parent also call in for a parent to also go on a counsel basis. Thank you.
So right, so right. Yvette said that parents sometimes refer their child. I love when they do that, because then I know that I can call the parent in, and I know that it's something that all of us need to work together to achieve.
Easier.
So right.
Oh,
Yes, because I mean all that formative years, those 5 years, up to when they're 5, and even as they continue, what we do. And one of the things that I was telling our parents last week is we then get to an age that we can't control them anymore, but we can only influence them as parents. And the environment, the more positive the environment that we create at home, the easier it is for a child to be able to adapt and to make better choices. And he is so right when he says that.
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to say thank you too to our administration, because all of us have administration that are very, very, very supportive.
Yes.
And our work that we do, our crazy ideas, our things that we do with our students would not be possible if it wasn't for the support that they give us. So, and the teachers also, you know, the support that the teachers give us. And we also have peer helpers,
Yes.
who are students who are trained in some of the counseling and how to help other students and things like that. So it's a collaborative effort in us being able to do our part.
All right, so we need to close. This one is saying that if kids that do not go to school can take their counseling, but I believe that was addressed earlier, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we want to thank you all so much and wish you all the very best, and thanks for, you know, getting in touch with us so that we can get this very important message over to our viewers and listeners, because we are live on Universal Radio as well as Channel 10 that reaches the entire country of Belize.
Right.
And I believe that we will need to have you all back. And I don't think we have to wait until Awareness Week.
Yes, I
next
was
year
thinking
again.
the same thing.
Yeah, so we can have a full show to talk about it and to inform the general public so that they can tune in. We can do it, you know, in the form of Facebook or through the medias so that they can tune in, because shows like these are shows that we need people to, you know, to tune in and listen. Sometimes people do not really have the passion to tune in all the time, but if you see that they're announcing a big basketball game or a big novella will be coming on or some kind of finals, then they tune in because they say, I want to see that, so they make their time.
Yes.
So information these are very vital that we need to get out to everybody. So when we do it next time, let's try to do a little campaign to make sure that we have the people in tune, that they can get this positive message from you all right?
All right.
Thank you so much for having
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Chicken.
All right. Has been a pleasure, folks. This is where we'll close for today. My name is Robert Checker Usher. We'd like to thank Maurice Kakom and Rahim behind the scene for always keeping us on the air every day. And this show repeats at 9 o'clock tonight. If you cannot wait until 9 o'clock tonight, then you can just go to YouTube and just type in Sugar City Morning Show and you look at today's date and you will see the full repeat of the show. If there's a piece of the show that you don't really want to see, then you can rewind, you can take it forward, and you can see it. And you know, if you feel like there is something interesting of what we talk about, then you can share it as well, so everybody can see it. So we'd like to thank you once again, and tomorrow, folks, if the good Lord so will, yours truly, Robert Checker Usher, will be back right here again. So stay tuned to Channel 10 and Universal Radio.
Sugar City Morning Show.